Hey guys, what's up? It's Giuseppe with Giuseppe Builds, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, I know what you're thinking. Haven't heard from you in a while. Now, all of a sudden, you're here, and there's all of these updates. There's all these new tools. There's all this stuff that's going on in the AI space. Giuseppe, where have you been? What are you doing? How is this? How have you not been here, man? We've been here without you. We missed you so much. I've been doing a couple things. One, been building a school. Kool. It's a private community. I have one-on-ones. I answer your questions directly. I build you resources for whatever you want to. Video coming out later today will be one of those resources. Now, I did do a video recently. It was kind of focused on project management, kind of understanding how Claude can help you manage your own projects in a way, right? Whether you're working in a big company, you work for yourself, or if you're an operator for a big company, one of the things that happens is as you go through and you're doing all these projects, you'll have something like what I have here. I have an external hard drive, and all of these folders are pretty wild. They look very wild, and it's almost a little intimidating to get into, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just going to share with you how I'm going about this. Now, Claude is very good at organizing things and putting things into a specific way. So what I want to do is I want to give it some guidelines, and I want it to organize my files. Now, I did a video like this before where I had it go through and I had it organize files for me, and it did such a good job. Hey, Claude, organize my life. You know what I mean? Because it's so handy to just have something organized and set up, and you just don't have to think about it. So I'm going to walk you through the prompts, how I do this. If you want the prompt directly, leave a comment leave a comment which just, hey, what's the prompt to organize my files? And I will paste an entire prompt or the Git or whatever this ends up being, because I am building this with logic. Once you're thinking through the problem in a logical way, you can build these resources. And that's what I do. I kind of build them as I go. I find the problems as they happen, and I solve for them as they happen. That way, whatever I'm building is the most up-to-date logical thing that we could find. And you don't need the most expensive AI model platform to do this either, because when you're applying proper logic, you don't need crazy tools and 1 million whatever the hell you think you need. You don't. You just need proper logic. And I think even the most dumbest AI you could pay for or even use for free will probably do a lot of this work for you just fine. I've even toned down. I'm paying for. I was paying for the high-end Claude. I think it was $350 a month. I've now cut it down to, I think, the $120 one a month, because I just didn't need it. And there wasn't any point in having that big expensive version. And then now they're getting smarter. The smartness is really just for these crazy edge cases that don't really matter and they're not really going to affect your life. Anyways, that's a rant for another time. What I want to do is I'm just going to show you how we're going to go through this. Now, the first prompt I said was, I was like, hey, explore your video drive. What folders you have? How's it going? This is what I'm seeing, okay? For potential clients, Lubo, paint test, and then potential projects, and then potential resources. Right. So I'm going to say, once you know the categories, so I'm just going to say, look, I have clients, I have projects within those clients, and sometimes I just have resources. I want to set these up in a second brain type of format. Now, if you ask me questions about the files, folders, or names, and I will explain to you what they are and how to categorize them. Now, these are probably questions that you're going to be asking yourself anyways, because you're going to be working through this stuff, but Claude doesn't know, and it seems like I haven't really made a lot of this like apparent and obvious in terms of how it all goes. So let's start with the most common Claude integration kit. This is a kit we just created. Sounds good. Yeah. So this, yeah. The global services resources. Yes, this is a global MCP server resources. Okay, guys, so the sum of the whole thing and what I'm going to be showing you here is just that, like, look, you don't need anything crazy. Get your stuff organized locally is going to be the best thing for you in the long term, okay? Because you're going to need to make sure that you know how everything is, and that your LLM, whatever you're using, is going to have an easy time going through this stuff. Now, the bonuses to this, and why I think this is so important, is that, first of all, get your naming conventions down. Going through all this and realizing how you name stuff all willy-nilly and how difficult it makes in the future is going to humble you, and it's going to force you into making sure that you have the stuff working properly moving forward. Because if you're going to be a professional and you're going to be making your 10, 15, 20, 30K a month, you're going to have to make sure that these simple things like how you name or organize your files are going to have to be set up properly. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to scale your business, because you're going to be spend too much time trying to figure out where everything is and not doing things. Okay, organizing and doing. you have to balance those. But if you're doing them wrong, you're going to have a lot more organizing to do. And if you're not organizing, you're going to spend a lot less time doing stuff. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this valuable, hit the like button. Please subscribe. You're absolutely amazing. I love you guys. You're beautiful. And I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.